Hello and welcome back. I am Conan Lybarian with Conan's EDC, Easy Dad Carry, and today we're going to be taking a look at some budget-friendly stuff to make your camping life way easier and more comfortable. Let's take a look. So first off is my favorite outdoor knife. Now, there are a lot of schools of thought as far as knives go, and I'm not going to say that any of them are wrong. But what I will say is if you spend any time outdoors, you have zero reason not to own a Moore knife. Now, I've had this one for several years. It's not the only one I've got. My others are packed away, but a Moore knife is a fantastic blade. They come in a lot of different steels, different sizes, different options. The thing I love about a Moore knife is they start as low as 10 or 12 bucks. Now, this is a knife that I've used to carve kindling, to help baton wood, wipe off, and then prep dinner and use it to eat that dinner at the campsite. A Moore knife is tough, it's cheap, it's durable. I mean, I cannot say enough good things about a Moore knife. So if you're spending any time outdoors, it is 100% worth picking one of these up because as cheap as they are, I mean, I've spent way more money on knives that didn't perform half as well and lasted half as long as this has. So Moore knives are 100% a great camping knife, hiking knife, and just all-around workhorse knife to have at the campsite. Up next is binding. So this is some duct tape, and usually, you know what, I'll even do it here. This is how I carry duct tape when I camp or hike, just because I don't need it to stay around. Some people like to keep it around because that way you can use it as a holder or as a means to, loop around stuff to bind it, keep it together. But the fact that you can pack it flat makes it easy. Having something like this just makes camping way easier, whether you're repairing a hole in gear or a tent, or binding something up. Now this was just from the dollar store, so I don't know that this is actual $5.50, but having cordage to rig up a tarp. Last time we went camping, we were in town, and it started raining and realized we had to beat the rain back to the campsite. And having a spool of good cordage meant that we could tie up a tarp over the picnic table, because otherwise we would just be hiding in our tents. And that, honestly, is kind of a bummer. So having cordage is easy to carry, it's convenient, and you could do so many things with it. Now, like you said, this is just from the dollar store, nothing crazy. But paracord these days has become so much cheaper and affordable. This is from Outdoor Gear. This is actual survival paracord. So not only is it $5.50, but it has a wax tinder wick in it. It has a fishing line. I mean, you can get paracord in a lot of sizes and strengths with a lot of functionality. But even having just basic cordage is 100% worth carrying and having in your pack or your car or your tent or just around while you're camping. So cordage, binding, tape, and paracord, 100% worth having and 100% affordable however you pick it up or wherever you pick it up from. Up next is disposable and backup lighting. So these I actually really like. I have purchased these in the past. I just picked up a couple of them the other day. These are from Walmart. They're Ozark Trail little headlamps, and these only use, it has it right here. It's two 2032 watch batteries. They have a little stopper. If you pick these up, hang on to the stopper so that way if you're going to store them, you don't accidentally activate them and run out the battery. But I like these little guys for a couple reasons. One, it really does just fit in the palm of your hands and store anywhere. Two, it's really a pretty decent light. It's LED on this, so these little watch batteries actually last a while, and this little rigging here will stay where you point it, which is nice. So backup light, it's one of those things where, again, I've spent a lot of money on flashlights that I have in my car, or I EDC, or good camping flashlights, but nothing really beats having something you can just have in your pocket or in your pack. These are just little, again, $1 flashlights. These use a few AAAs. But having backup light doesn't mean it's got to last forever. It doesn't mean it's got to be something crazy. These headlamps are literally $1, and it's got the band that's actually pretty comfortable and stows anywhere. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you lose one or you break one, it was only $1. You're not going to be that bummed that you destroyed your Petzl or lost, something really nice. It was $1. And I mean, I've got a couple little kiddos. That's why I've got, for him, for her. If these things get busted or break or get lost, whatever it is, it's not going to bum me out that bad, because kids are way harder than gear than adults. And so sometimes saving a couple bucks when I know something, even if I spend a ton of money on it, would end up being destroyed anyways, saving a couple bucks, kind of a good way to go. All right, and last up, I actually have featured one of these before, is a kneeling pad, or a place to sit your rump. Good seating is 100%. As I've gotten older, when I was younger and I would camp and I would hike, I would sleep on rocks without a sleeping pad. I would sit down anywhere on anything. I didn't really care. But as I've gotten older, I've realized how important it is for me personally to have something to sit on that's comfortable. Something like this was only $1. It's a garden kneeling pad from the dollar store. But you can spend a lot of money on a lot of great stuff. I'm not going to say that it's not worth spending the money, but something like this just fits nice and slim in your pack. It also actually adds good back support to your backpack. I also picked up, this was at Walmart, and I'll take a better picture. I don't have quite the setup to set it up here, but this was $10 for a little fold-out tripod. Again, I'll drop a picture here so you can see what it actually looks like. But good seating, even if you're just going to sit down on the ground, doesn't have to be crazy expensive, doesn't have to be an amazing fold-out chair. Sometimes you just need something to sit on while you're starting a fire, or something to kneel on while you're there on the rocks trying to get dinner going. So good seating, or just some way to cushion your knees or your butt, doesn't have to break the bank, and is definitely easy to obtain. So kneeling or sitting pad, or some basic way just to protect your butt and your knees from the ground or whatever you're sitting on. Light, backup light, or even primary if you're just wanting something that is kind of disposable and not going to break your heart or break the bank if it breaks or gets lost, as is always common when you're hiking or camping. And a good workhorse knife. Like I said, in my case, the Moore knife, I cannot recommend this knife enough. I'll drop a link for a couple of my favorite knives. Go out, get one of these if you don't own one. If you own one, get one and give to someone else. They're $10. Just awesome knives. So, as always, thank you for spending your time with me. Like, share, subscribe, all that blah blah. But leave a comment. I have some very nice gear I really like using that has made my outdoor life so much easier, safer, and just enjoyable. But these basic things make the small things even more enjoyable and easier to handle. What basic thing do you carry? What's an overlooked item that, it doesn't have to be branded Osprey to be amazing? What do you carry? So thank you again, and as always, stay safe, be prepared, and have a great day.